So, and the third was making sure that your clients have that kind of that magical moment where they know and they see themselves in that home, right? There's an emotional element that is, I've never sold a home without that portion being crystal clear.
They can truly see themselves in that space.
Right.
The mission of this journey is to help people that are considering a move to the real estate industry, have been doing this for a short period of time, or who simply want to know more about real estate and the behind the scenes ins and outs of the highs and sometimes lows of this industry. Welcome to Real Estate Simplified.
Hey, Bart Gurley with the Maverick Realty Network. We just got finished with one of my top producing agents here as a part of our organizations. And we're talking about how to give a proper home tour to buyers. Like, what are the 3 most important things you always need to remember? So enjoy the video. We're going to talk a little bit about today.
Oh yeah.
And you ready to get started?
I think so.
All right, so the 3 things that I think we kind of really thought were the most important were knowing your client.
Yep.
Obviously pretty important.
Yeah, knowing your client, not really selling to them, but bringing out the features in the home that are really going to be a necessity.
Yeah, to their family and their needs. And then 2 is knowing the price point and what would be considered expectations for the amenities to finish it out.
Yeah.
So, and the third was making sure that your clients have that kind of that magical moment where they know and they see themselves in that home, right? There's an emotional element that is, I've never sold a home without that portion being crystal clear.
They can truly see themselves in that space.
Right, that cliche of you just know it's right. Right?
Yeah.
And that is a very visible, like you can feel it in the room when it happens,
well,
which is really cool.
How often as listing agents do we get that email from a buyer agent saying they walked into the home and they knew it was the one for them?
Within 10
right, they
steps
fell in love right after we walked into the front door.
Yeah, and
that's that feeling.
That's what every agent, I think, is striving to achieve for their customer, like that experience.
Absolutely.
So let's go back to number 1, which is knowing your client. Like,
yes.
How do you find the right house for them?
Yeah.
You have to know them.
You have to know them. I think firstly, it is some sort of buyer questionnaire too. That should be a part of kind of the introductory call with that client and saying, hey, I want to get to know you a little bit better, right? 100%. Even if that's knowing how many kids they have, knowing what their needs are versus wants. Do you want the open kitchen? How many times are you making scratch meals from home, right? If they're very much saying, we eat out all the time, kitchen is not important to us whatsoever. Chick-fil-A is our, we do travel baseball or travel volleyball. It's like, great, okay. So that's going to open up our options. But if kitchen's really important to them, you do not want to step foot into a home that does not have a gorgeous...
No galley kitchens?
No galley kitchens. No, we don't want to feel like we're on a cruise ship or a submarine. Because, yes, I've had those moments where they're like, we love everything about the house, but it's a no-go because of the kitchen.
Yeah, and I think what that happens too is I think with access to all the information buyers and consumers have nowadays, it's easy for agents to sit back and let them tell them, we like this one, let's go see it.
Absolutely.
Right, and I really think that area is lost. If you know your clients, the fruit of that would be you're suggesting different homes, right, that might fit them, and that's not as normal, I don't think, as we would expect.
Yeah.
So.
Completely agree. So next is finishes.
Yes.
Right. Do the finishes match up to the
price point? And that's where calling yourself an advisor, a consultant, an expert, and separating yourselves from other agents. Really, this is where this is most valuable.
Absolutely.
Right? Knowing that at 500 these things should be expected, and 7 and 1,000 or 1,000,000. What are those finishes? The flooring, the doors, solid core doors. The brand of the appliances, just a lot of those things that there's no way when a buyer's going through a house, there's too many things going through their head, right? And this is where you truly add value to the experience, and not sell, but remind them of the needs they're trying to meet from that questionnaire, right? And they love that.
Yeah, and I think about, let's call it a $700,000 home, right? We just toured kind of the $600,000 price range. So even from 6 to 7, if I'm walking in there and I see whether it's a new build or it's fully renovated in that price point, if I see LVP, right? Laminate vinyl plank type of flooring, it might be pretty good quality, but in my mind, that's more of the 400, 500 price point. I'm looking at that and saying, they're going to end up ripping that out in a 12 to 24 month time frame. Yeah. And I had a client like that where we walked into this home at $700,000 and I see LVP on the floor. I'm like, this isn't adding up.
Nope.
Right? Y'all are not going to love this. It's going to be short term and you're going to end up spending 25 grand on new flooring.
And even with the inventory in the last 3 years of available homes and accepting more than maybe that's on the list of needs. You know, I think we're heading back to a more normal direction. I mean, eventually we 100% will, but we're kind of leaning back that direction. The pendulum has started to turn a little bit, where you should expect to have those kind of finishes with the price point, the flooring, the fixtures, the shower enclosures, like all those they just add up and they turn into thousands of dollars. Where maybe they decide to buy the home anyway because of inventory availability, but they're fully disclosed what they should expect, right? And when they resell, this is where this leads in.
Absolutely.
Is you're advising them that this money as an investment or building wealth in their home, which everybody, you know, it's usually their biggest investment.
That's the goal.
This is it. Like, so this is where you separate yourself of, you know, when we resell this, I'm confident we should get top dollar. So, or over the ownership of your home, maybe you should add these improvements and you'll get your money back, that kind of thing. So,
well, and especially knowing at the different price points too, right? If I have a $300,000 home that I'm showing a client to, I'm not going to tell them to put $100,000 of renovations into the home.
Please don't.
You're not going to get the money back.
Please don't lead them down a path that's unrealistic.
Exactly. What I might say is, hey, carpet needs to be replaced. Put some new paint on the wall. Maybe tackle the kitchen. Nothing crazy, but it's going to bring value not only for yourself, but 3, 5, 10 years down the road when you're reselling, the next owner is going to be looking for those types of things too.
And obviously these are kind of macro conversations, right? If you have a great deal, great opportunity that you were able to find your client or they were finding, you're helping them buy. I mean, maybe you look in the context of being a market expert, a local expert, maybe it does warrant improving this property, right? So find a diamond in the rough.
Every other home in this neighborhood has a fully renovated kitchen. So if you don't renovate this one, no shot of it selling.
Or if they all have luxury vinyl plank, then probably don't want to maybe invest too much more.
Don't go with the hand scraped hardwood floor. Right? Won't really make sense.
$40,000 floors are not going to get a return on that. So. And then finally, the feeling, right? There's such an emotional aspect to decision, right? The emotion sells, and then the logic kind of supports that decision. And when we say sell, not us, but the customer is sold on the property for their family. So I love giving them the space on a property tour to let them digest. You suggest, you wait quietly and let them get feedback. And again, this is only fostering more and more of you learning what they want and that priority list. With that feedback.
Exactly. Well, and that's one thing that I am kind of a stickler on is your job is not to sell the home. Your job is to know what their needs are, pay attention to if they are falling in love with certain areas of the home, and even kind of bring it to life and saying, hey, I know you have that beautiful custom couch that you want to bring to the next home that you're purchasing. Is that going to fit in this space? Right? Are you going to be able to live this life that you're needing or hoping to live? Dreaming about. And if not, don't try to sell them on it.
That's right.
Say, that's totally fine. That makes sense to me. You know what? I couldn't agree more. Let's go to the next one.
I love / hate when we've gone through a tour and it's all kind of starting to add up. And then you remember that they host their entire family for holidays. And you go look at the areas where they would eat and dine, and there's really no space for that extended double leaf.
Right,
You're like, hate to...
You are not fitting 16 people in this.
But you have to tell them, like, you have to remind them, so it's a conscious decision they get to make, and sometimes, like say, you talk them out of doing it. Because it's not best for them. So, and that's what our job should be.
Or you can figure out if that's really important to them.
Well, you're going to find out as long as you bring it up.
Hey, I don't think you're going to be able to fit the 16 guests that you have. It's fine. We'll figure it out. But, okay.
Your decision.
Well, I'm advising.
Exactly. They can work both ways, but at the end of the day, you want to sleep good and know that you delivered a great
100%.
So, and that's how you build long-term repeat customers, referrals, all those things is building value for your customers. The last thing I would say is some of the things we know we don't want to be, right? We don't want to be just a door opener, right? There are companies that can provide that at a really low cost.
I will say the door openers are the reason why a lot of people don't understand commission.
Oh my gosh,
as well, right? I'm going to open the door for you. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want me to write an offer.
If you're doing that as a traditional retail agent, you are doomed.
Yeah. Well, and a disservice to any other realtor.
Oh, yeah, it's given us all a bad name.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine too many people are doing that out of lack of desire to do that. Maybe just lack of knowledge, which is why we're doing the video.
Right.
So
exactly.
I think this mindset that we're describing is more of a show what my value is to you as opposed to a tell.
Absolutely.
Right? It's all listening and then illustrating and showing them and modeling what they're going to experience with you.
Yeah.
So anyway, if there's anything
Any
else,
other don't do's?
I mean, that was the door opener, I think, is just an easy thing to fall into.
Yeah.
Just let them digest the house, which that's a part of the process, but there's a balance.
Right.
So, any other don't do's? I don't know. You got any?
No. I figured you might have a couple extra, but if not, we're good.
I'm failing. I don't know. They'll come to me about the time we quit. So
yeah. Maybe don't run comps on every single property that you're going to be showing beforehand.
That's a good one.
Maybe have a general idea.
General knowledge. I mean, this is indicative of being a local expert, and how all real estate is local.
Right.
If you call yourself an expert, it's impossible to be that knowledgeable on the entire DFW Metroplex.
Yeah.
So I think, but yeah, I mean, if it's leading, and it may be in an area that you're not super familiar with,
right?
It's a referral or whatever that may be. It's not that you can't service those people, those customers the same. I think you're just going to have to do some due diligence to make sure you're providing the same service.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Great point.
Yeah, I know that's been a talking point for us sometimes too. It's like, man, this client is wanting me to run a CMA on every single property and have it printed out, ready to go, instead of just kind of a high level conversation piece. And then you really love this home, you want to put it in an offer. All right, now I'm going to spend time really diving in, get the details, and make sure I get this number right to submit the best offer. That's
honestly educating them on the process.
Yeah.
Is you're putting emotion towards the back of the decision tree, so to speak, which it really needs to be in the front. Like, we're trying to make you enjoy your home and where it's a great place to live and not just a place to sleep.
Yeah.
That's the way most of my clients, at least, are. But if you have a personality or somebody that that's the way their mind works, I mean, maybe you could give them a ballpark figure just to let them know how the agent priced the house. But typically, that's something that's done after they love it.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's a big time saver too, because you might be doing a lot of that work up front, and then they walk into the home. There's some absolutely not going to negotiate on this, and you spent 30 minutes working on a analysis of a property that. What does that work for?
I think one of the things that I do inherently, not to go down this rabbit hole, but I think where I sell my most amount of houses, where I'm most active, I do a monthly market update for my customers. Right? So I know generally if it's $250 a foot, $150 a foot.
Right.
Like, I know where it should generally land. If it's smaller house, I know we may go over $220, $235 a foot if it's a 1,500 square foot house.
Right.
So you should have those things already in your quiver, so to speak, of knowledge. We don't need the micro data until they love it.
Yeah.
So
No, completely agreed.
Okay.
Yeah. I've definitely just had those conversations. Right. I feel like we're kind of getting in the weeds a little bit before we've even seen the house.
Yes.
I'll do it. I'm just not understanding the value of doing it.
Yes. Well, they're not going to illustrate they're not going to value the information they're giving.
Right.
Right, really. They're going to consider that normal. And so anyway, that's all I got. Again, so thank you guys for joining us. Again, like, subscribe.
Yes.
There's a walkthrough video right here if you want to hit that link right there.
There you go.
And like I say, we're helping agents sell more houses. So if you're looking to improve your business, increase your sales, and obviously bring way more value to your customers, reach out to us. We're happy to help.